What's going on, YouTube? This is Big Pencil coming at you again with a nut. Today, I had a lot of requests, people wanting to know how to clean the catfish. You know, the old saying goes, there's more than one ways to skin a cat. I don't know if that's what they was meaning, but you know, that's the way I take it. There's a lot of different ways you can clean a catfish, but I'm gonna take you along and show you how I do it. This is how Daddy taught me, and it's about the easiest way that I could find to do it. But you got to have your good fillet knife, which this is not a good one, but it is a new fillet knife. An old pair of catfish skinners. You can fillet the meat off the skin if you want, that's fine, but I prefer to just skin them. And you got my fish cleaning table here. Now, I made these hooks at work several years ago. That's just an old piece of flat bar I welded onto a half-inch piece of bar there that I turned down a point on the lathe, bend it up. That way I can hang the fish, and I got two of them. That way it makes cleaning a whole cooler of fish pretty easy. You know, you can move along pretty quick when you got somebody helping you, but I'll be doing this by myself today because when we got home yesterday, I just did not feel like cleaning fish. Me and my brother was both wore slap out, and I just didn't want to clean fish. So I got up this morning and we're gonna do it to it. Now, I don't know how well this is gonna be, show up when I got the camera on my head, but we will make do. Let's get started. All right, start with, get my fillet knife. Maybe angle this camera down just a smidge. Now, grab them up by his gills. When you're doing this by yourself, I cut a hole right in his bottom lip. Cut a slit in his bottom lip. Flip him on around. I hang him up on this hook. Hang him up just like that. Take your knife. There's two little hard bones right there. You make one cut right there. One cut on the other side. Now, it makes it a lot easier to skin these fish if you follow the edge of your fillet. All you really want to do is just cut the skin right here down past this dorsal fin. That is a real tough piece of skin, and it makes it a whole heck of a lot easier when you're cleaning them bigger fish. And it's almost effortless when you cut them like that. You just grab your piece of skin, try not to pull your meat off, which it happens a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. Grab your skin. All right, we got our gut bucket. Now, if you don't cut into that meat so deep, you won't rip your meat off like I just did there. So that, there's a little tip for later on. You don't really want to cut into that meat too deep. You just grab that skin, pull him right off. You just follow it on down until you got all of him skinned. You want to kind of oscillate back and forth from each, from side to side. And there you got a completely skinned catfish. Now, some people don't like the belly meat. I do. The belly meat is good eating meat. Take that belly skin and pull it up. And you don't want to pull straight up because you be done smacked the roof with your hand, and I done that a time or two. Yeah, from personal experience. Next, now that we got the catfish skinned, pick him up off the hook and bring him over here to my filleting table. All right, now, the way I like to do it, I start right here, about where his bung hole is, about halfway down the fish. You just cut on down to the bone, then turn your knife sideways and press down on the fish. Follow that bone all the way down to the tail. Just keep your knife pressed up against him, pull it off, and you got a perfect fillet right off of him. Now, Later on, you'll have to cut that red meat out. That red meat right there is gross. That's what gives catfish a bad name. Nobody likes that red meat. Cut that out, fry that thing up, it'll be delicious. That's one piece. Now, flip the fish up on his belly. I follow him down the edge of his spine with your knife. Just a little bit on top. Peel that meat back. And just follow it on down the edge of the bone. Once you get down to his ribs, you just kind of follow it on along. Get as much meat off of it as you can. You got a big, nice, pretty piece of meat right there. Do the same thing with the other side. Cut it on down. Knife all the way to the bone. Turn your knife sideways. Follow it on down to the edge. You're not gonna get all the meat off of them. You're just not gonna be able to do it, but you know, you can get it best you can. And get it close to the edge of the backbone that you could possibly get it. Follow his ribs on down until you got that there. Nice big piece of meat. Now with this belly meat here, just cut him right there in the belly. Follow it right along the edge of his ribs. Come right there below that fin. Flip him over. And right along up the edge of his ribs on the other side. And that is a butterflied solid piece of meat right there, and it's delicious. Rinse that thing off and cook it up. That fish is done. That fish in the gut bucket. Take your meat, throw it in a cooler, clean it up. Now, I'll show you again. Show you one more time. Come over here. Got a hole in his lip. Hang him up. Right behind his fin. Cut him. Cut him. Now this time I'm not gonna cut it down the edge just to show you the difference. You know the difference. It ain't on the smaller ones. It's not so bad. It's pretty easy to clean them smaller ones, but you get one 40-50 pounds, you go catch hang cleaning him, you know, pulling the skin off of him. But them hooks up there is a lifesaver. Them hooks up there make it a whole lot easier to skin these fish. If you want to skin them, now you can fillet the meat off the skin like I said, but you know, I just don't do it that way. All right, that's all the skin off of that. We'll go up to the belly meat. If I can get a grip on it. These fish are as slimy as they could be. Put that belly skin up. Pick him up off the hook. Right there in the middle of him. All the way to the bone. Press your knife up against him. Follow it right on out till you got your piece of meat. So right there behind his head. Get as close to that spine as you can get it. Sometimes I miss the spine, but that's all right. You can always readjust. My dog's yelping over there, wanting to get out of the pen, but she likes to run into the highway and out into the woods, so she can't get out the pen till we go back in the house. It helps a lot if you got a good sharp knife, which I do not have. There you go. Same thing with the other side. Follow that meat right on up the edge. You can kind of bend your knife as you're in there on them ribs, you know. That'll keep you from cutting into the rib bones so much, because that'll hold you up pretty good bit. That's it. Flip him on over. And cut him right yonder. Flip him over right there. That's it. Just as simple as that. That fish is done. And what you're left with is those beautiful catfish fillets. Beautiful. That's as simple as it is, folks. You do that with all the fish you got. You get done, rinse your meat off, bag them up, vacuum seal them, do whatever you want to do. Put them in the freezer, cook them right then. I prefer fresh fish. I don't like to put fish in the freezer. And, you know, I give a lot of the fish away to friends and family, people who wants it, and they enjoy it. I like to cook it fresh. I don't like froze fish. That's just me. This is Big Pencil, and we will be back with another one soon.